Hey guys and girls, and welcome to another AcornVision trailer analysis with me, Alan. Today we'll be talking about the reveal slash teaser trailer for Uncharted 4 that was shown at last year's E3. Now, I know what you're thinking, why have I left it so long to dissect this? Well, mainly because it's not a very long trailer. It is, it's a snippet, if that really. And I didn't feel that there was a lot to talk about at the time. But now that Naughty Dog have released a short gameplay demo, I feel it's a good time to start talking about the material that they're putting out for us to see. So without further ado, let's get started. Inappropriate for children? Well, I should hope so. Exclusive only to PlayStation, obviously. And apparently this is captured directly from PS4. If it is, it's very, very, very impressive. Open up with some atmospheric music. A little bit somber, not exactly happy and lively.
So?
And then we get to see Drake. I'm going to pause it quickly. I mean, just look at the graphics. I think it's very impressive if this is what the PS4 version will look like. Some say it won't because it could be pre-rendered, post-rendered, or something like that. So, but anyway, individual hairs. I mean, it looks amazing. He's sleeping, not sleeping. He's, well, I don't know what he is. He could be unconscious. He could be sleeping. I don't know. But he seems to be unconscious, lying in some water. So he looks like he's washed up somewhere. He's got cuts on his forehead, on the bridge of his nose. Looks like it's been some sort of a fight. Just carry on now.
Where do I even start? You've been out of the game for a long time.
Slowly starts to wake up.
Maybe I need to remind you the kind of people we'd be crossing here.
Sully, I know the risks.
Just gonna pause it again. Notice the wedding ring. Now, in Uncharted 3, it was indicated that he and Elena did get married, or at least I think they got married. They didn't really show that. They didn't show the wedding or anything like that, but you know, it was in dialogue, and so it appears that he is still married to Elena. I would assume. So does that mean she's making a return to this game? Drake is talking to Sully in the background, so we can assume that Sully's going to make a comeback. But again, we don't know how big these roles are going to be if they do return.
But come on,
Carry on now. And initially I thought he'd washed up on a beach somewhere, because I mean it does look sandy, but as you can see it's a river, and there seems to be some rapids in the background.
I don't really have an option.
So was he in some sort of boating accident? Is that how he ended up down here? Is that how he got his injuries?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I'm just gonna pause it again there. It could be that he escaped from somewhere, having got into a fight with the bad guys. I don't know. But what I'm thinking is that he didn't get left for dead, as in he wasn't dumped there, because if we just take it back a little bit, he has his firearm. So obviously if they're going to leave him for dead, they're not going to give him back his gun. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I've been out of the game, but...
And now we get our first look at some scenery.
So can I count on
a
you?
lot of jungle plants. Dense foliage. Again, look at the graphics. I mean, the leaves are moving with the wind. It just looks... The lighting...
Let's go do it.
Just looks amazing.
One last time.
And then we approach the closing scenes of this teaser trailer. Now, this is probably the most revealing part of the trailer, and I'll just pause it in a second. Just pause it now. Some mountains in the background. I don't know if that might give you a clue as to where this location is. I mean, jungle and mountains, that could be anywhere in the southern hemisphere, right? So yeah, cages everywhere, and they all seem to have skeletons inside them. This one in particular, on the right hand side, seems to have an eye patch of some sort. Is that just bandage? I don't know. Does that look like a gold tooth, or is it just his teeth shining in the moonlight? I don't know. But then I noticed this. It looks like he's wearing some sort of a robe. And immediately that makes me think about the Romans. So could this be a legionnaire? I don't know. Obviously the skeletons have been here a very, very, very long time. And you might have missed this. On the cage there's a little bit of writing. And if you can't make it out from the video, because it is very small and you have to watch it in 1080 just to make out what the wording is. But if you can't read it, I'll read it out for you. It says, "For we receive the due reward of our deeds." So does that mean it's a warning? Is this person in cage because he did something, or something else? But what strikes me though is that it's unlikely the person in the cage wrote it themselves, because the writing is first on the outside, and secondly it is upright. I mean upright for us to read, so it doesn't make sense that the person in the cage would have done it themselves, and if they did, that is a very good job. So are these cages warnings? Were they left here with the people inside to deter other people? So then that begs the question, deter them from what? Is it treasure? The message certainly suggests something of value. Yeah, so Drake didn't seem disturbed by these cages. He looked at them, didn't even make a witty remark, didn't acknowledge them in any particular way, so he doesn't seem surprised. And whatever it is they're protecting or guarding, or, well, not protecting or guarding, but whatever they're meant to warn people away from, he's heading towards. So maybe that's the plot line for the story. Maybe he's after whatever it is that they were after, and maybe he's progressed a little bit further than they have, because they're in cages and he's not yet. And that's it. That's the end of the trailer. It closes out with that scene, and then the Uncharted 4 logo and the title, A Thief's End. Now, between this and how Sully and Drake are conversing, I mean, there's an indication that this could be the last Uncharted game in the franchise. Now, if it is, I'm gonna cry, because I mean, I love Uncharted so much, and I couldn't believe it if it had ended. I mean, but having said that, Uncharted 3 had a little bit of not misguided. It misleaded us a little bit with its title. It said Uncharted 3 was called Drake's Deception. Now, a lot of people, myself included, assume that to be Nathan Drake, his deception, him doing something, but it turns out to be Sir Francis Drake. So maybe this is not about. Maybe again, this title isn't about Drake. Maybe it's about another thief, because obviously, Drake's past is shady. He knows a lot of criminals. But then, would Naughty Dog do the same thing twice and in a row, no less? There's so there's that to think about. So now that we've discussed the visual things in the trailer, I'm going to go back and cover the audio side of things. So as I said, the music opened up quite somber, sets the scene quite well, given that Drake is lying face down in some riverbed somewhere. But moving on, Drake and Sully are having a bit of a discussion, and Drake has obviously put forward a plan of some sort, and Sully is analysing it, giving his input, and he says it's risky, so it can't be anything good.
You've been out of the game for a long time.
Sully mentions that Drake has been out of the game for a while. That begs the question, where has he been? Are we talking about Drake's career as a thief, or are we talking about Drake's career as a treasure hunter, or possibly something else from his past that we don't yet know about? And
Sully, I know the risks.
it's obviously a risky plan because Sully has some reservations about it. It sounds like Drake could be desperate.
I've learned in all these years, there's no such
I don't
thing as
know.
a surefire plan.
Why does he need to get back into the game?
I don't really have an option here. You know that.
And it says he has no options.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
So,
I've been out of the game, but
is it to do with someone close to him? Maybe Elena?
So can I count on you?
And the way that Sully's talking about the people that Drake and him will be dealing with, they sound like dangerous people. I mean, everyone that Drake deals with is dangerous, but I mean, he's not stupid, so to be intentionally dealing with dangerous people, he must not really have any other choice. And that's about it. Like I said, a pretty short trailer, not a great deal to discuss, but I will be covering the gameplay demo in the next video I do, which should be up hopefully not too far in the future, and I assume there'll be a lot more to discuss. In fact, I know there will be a lot more to discuss in that one. So yeah, if you're interested in watching that, then swing back in the future sometime. I'll hopefully have that done within the week. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.